Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Everyday Funding's Webinar Wednesday. I'm Patricia Bauer, Loan Officer here at Everyday Funding, and I'm joined today by Michael Mulholland.
Hello, everybody in webinar land. And happy holidays to all of you.
Yes, everybody. So today we are talking about how we can help you find the perfect mortgage.
Okay, and before we do this, we're going to tell you a story. So I'm going to tell you my story. Once upon a time, I bought a multifamily house with my wife. When I told her that the rates could be 6.5% to 7.5%, she said, "Are you crazy? I'm not paying a dime more than 4.5%. Okay, fine. So we go get a mortgage. Anyway, with much to do and the seller threatening to cancel the contract, she, needless to say, couldn't get a mortgage. So we had to call Patricia here to get the mortgage. But the drama didn't end there, because mortgage brokers make you jump through all kinds of hoops. Just, it's amazing the things. And without Patricia's help, we would have gone stark raving mad.
Well, possibly lost the down payment,
Yes,
which is not a good thing either. So here at Everyday Funding, we deal with a dozen different lenders. All lenders have different criteria, and let me tell you, they change it almost on a daily basis. So keeping up with what they need is very important, and that's what we do. We stay in constant contact with them so that when you come to us, and most every situation is a unique situation, we know where to place your deal. So you're not running around looking for lenders that will suit your needs. We already know who they are and where to send you to.
Right. So, for example, I mean, we have all these things, and we're not going to just read off the slide. For example, I'm trying to get funding now. So if you go to one lender, he wants 100% of the units rented. The other lender doesn't care, but of course his rates are different. I happen to have half this property rented, the other half unrented. Each lender differs. Some will want you to own the property for a year before you can get money out. Others want you to own it for 6 months. Some don't care. So there's just a host of, it's almost choosing from a Chinese restaurant. One from column A, two from column B, no column C. But it's just unbelievable. And even the lenders, you think you have them down, they change. Why? Because they're selling their mortgages on the back end to different investors who have different criteria.
Right, and then their investors change. They get new investors who have different criteria.
Yeah.
So keeping up with their needs is a full-time job.
Right.
As an investor, we're here to help you. We're here to take on that job, that responsibility. So you're spending your time out there looking for the next deal. We'll handle the headache of where to place your loan and find somebody who will approve you as quickly as possible.
So let's just real quick recap this. Why should you listen to us? Basically, because knowledge is power. We intend to give you some knowledge, and we make sure that we keep up with what's going on in the mortgage market. So we can help you avoid being turned down. You need to have realistic expectations. The days of 100% financing are gone. And that reason, 2007, 2008. Remember that? 100% financing was the cause. If you don't like it, call your local congressman and have Dodd-Frank repealed, right? Next is get the cash you need to keep investing. Our mortgages do not appear on your credit reports. Okay, that's critical, because after 3 or 4 mortgages, most people won't lend you any more money because your debt-to-income ratio will be depleted.
Meaning you won't qualify.
Right, you won't qualify, right? How do you get the right lender? We can match you up with the right lender, because in our initial interview, we'll be able to say what's more important to you, because some lenders will give you a lower rate, but they'll only let you take 65% out. Some lenders will give you a higher rate, but they'll let you take 75% out. What do you want? You want cash or you want income? Okay? And know how the lenders work, and that'll give you a smooth transition.
And that's what we're to help you with. So what Everyday Funding programs will do for you, we can get you the funding for most any type of real estate deal. We'll get you the loan as quickly and easily as possible. Like I said, that's our job, keeping up with what their criteria is, so that you're out there looking for more projects. We'll take care of this full-time job of running around and finding a lender and keeping up with them.
And really critical is one of the last bullet points. They don't appear in your credit report. This is beginning to happen to me. So I own many properties. I mistakenly took out 2 mortgages in my own name. This is in addition to my personal property, and they keep appearing on my credit report. And I had actually one lender turn me down, even though they're in a corporate name. It's me personally. So I have to address that sooner or later. But even just with 2, there's an issue.
Absolutely. We were working with a lender before that, yeah, they're commercial loans. We're closing the loans in an LLC, in a corporate name. And then lo and behold, it showed up on personal credit reports later. We argued with this lender. We could not get it off the personal reports. So we stopped using this lender. A true commercial loan will not appear on your credit report. So just because you go to a lender and they say, oh, yeah, it's a commercial mortgage, that's a critical factor, is that you know whether or not it is going to appear on your personal credit report.
So I see that Deborah said, I've seen programs that allow you to do 15 finance properties. They don't care about your income. Is they specifically for investors? Well, we'd love to hear about it. Do you guys do that stuff?
We can lend on as many properties as you can find and finance, because remember, we're not financing 100%. So as long as you have the money to keep investing, we can keep getting you the deals. We're not limited to 15.
Actually, we have a single client that has in excess of 80 mortgages, and none of them appear on her credit report. So I think the answer is yes, we can do things like that. Yeah, that's the next slide. Right. Is this for real? Yes. Yeah, you're 15. We have where somebody with 80 properties, and she's looking to do over 100. They never show up and you rarely need to use your personal tax returns. And we've never had to cancel a closing because of lack of funds. And basically we can do from as low as $75,000 to as high as $1.5 million. Now we just got to caution you on the $75,000. Most lenders don't want to do it because, let's face it, it's the same hassle at 75 as 175 or 275 or 375. So they usually charge a pretty high flat fee. Right?
That's correct. A lot of them will set minimum. Their closing costs will be $3,500 or 2 points, whichever is higher. Okay, so that's how they make their money. So obviously on a $75,000 deal with 2 points, like you said, they could be doing a $300,000 deal with the same 2 points. It's the same amount of work on their part.
Right. So it looks like you paid a small fortune for $75,000, and it's true. But if this were $575,000, it would appear relatively inexpensive. Okay. So basically, what we're talking about here is what we can do is help you avoid frustration. Look, you've got enough problems between negotiating with sellers in this market, finding a deal. Somebody told me the other day they needed to look at 150 properties before they found a deal. Then they need to negotiate, hire contractors, get them down so the repairs are done correctly and inexpensively. So basically, what we're trying to do here is to have you avoid frustration with unexpected fees, turned down, asking for extensions. Usually sellers smell blood when they see this, right?
Absolutely.
Getting rehab money, okay? We can help you figuring out what your rehab is, right? We make sure that we don't take too long and make sure that the paperwork is limited, because we will do a lot of the paperwork behind the scenes.
So you want to avoid unnecessary stress by understanding lending types and guidelines. That's our job. We're here to do that for you.
And we'll give you a classic example of stress. Brian had a typical stressful until he came to us. Patricia, maybe you want to tell.
Right. He owns a property that he rents and purchased another property, went back to the same lender, and the lender told him, "Oh, you're using gift funds? Oh, we don't lend on that."
So the real problem there was he had no idea, because somebody gave him a gift to purchase this property. He took his time, went through the financing, and of course at the last minute they told him, "I'm sorry, we can't give you the loan." Now the seller says, what are you talking about? You told me you're going to close in 30 days. He's used up probably 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We got him a small extension, and we're able to get him a loan in less than 2 weeks.
Right. So, avoid losing your down payment. We can close you quickly. Let you know what you can expect in closing costs, of course, to the best of our ability. Title is something that we can't control. Taxes. Towns can have their own little fees, like the I'm not saying that right, Peconic tax.
Yes.
So
on Long Island here, just to give you this thing, there's a thing called the Peconic state tax. Basically, what it is in the eastern end of Long Island, part of the Hamptons, every time a property is sold, effectively there's a tax that goes to purchase vacant land so that the area will be preserved, as well as there's a very shallow water table, so you need a lot of vacant land because the septic tanks and everybody has their own water wells.
Okay, so what Everyday Funding can do for you is we can help you analyze your deals. We can help you, like Mike said, with your rehab. Figure out how much you need, what you need to do, what you don't need to do.
We've actually done a webinar, and we'll continue to do a webinar where we give you a spreadsheet to help you analyze deals. Of course, if you come to Long Island RIA and some of our workshops, we show you how to do specifically deals in New York. We give you a list so you can estimate rough and ready what your closing costs will be and what your repair estimator is. So, for example, we have roughly what a roof, as a matter of fact, we updated just the other day, what a roof costs, what windows cost, what a kitchen cabinets cost, kitchen tile, an electrical panel. All the prices have actually gone up. So we'll help you analyze the deal so you don't find out, gee, I just bought a house for $150,000. I need to put $100,000 into it, and when I sell it, I'll only get $225,000, so I'll lose $25,000. No, you don't want to be in that situation. We'll get you qualified before you make the offer. Okay. Right,
and being pre-qualified also helps you in getting your offers accepted. So give us a call at Everyday Funding or email me, Patricia at everydayfundingservices.com, and we can help you get pre-qualified.
And we'll review your rehab numbers, etc.
I had one gentleman, that had actually called looking for a loan, and I said, all right, this is your purchase price. What's your rehab budget? Oh, well, I've been in with a couple of contractors now. One guy said $80,000, another guy said $125,000. Well, that's a really big spread. I said, do you know how to estimate your rehab yourself? No, I've never done a flip before. So this is what we're here to help you with. Tell us what you need to do. We'll help you work your numbers.
Okay. So here's the most common mistakes. Lack of knowledge. Hopefully, by listening to these webinars, coming to Long Island RIA, attending some of our workshops, you'll be able to get the basics of this. Specifically, January 19th and 20th, we're having a 2-day session on what we call the Bauer method. So we're going to be providing you a book of, the basics, the deal analyzer, etc., as well as we're going to have experts come in. It's not a telethon. We don't want you to buy anything else after that. You're going to pay less than $200 for 2 days. Lunch is included. And we will actually do hands-on deals, and we'll probably be offering some deals. We'll wholesale you some deals. We actually have 2 in the works right now. And you'll be able to analyze a deal from soup to nuts, whether it's a good deal or not. Okay? Lack of knowledge is what kills people. Personal credit. Unrealistic expectations. There's no 100% financing. They don't know what lenders want. We do, right? Some of the things lenders want is experience, and a lot of times we can help you, say, joint venture with somebody who actually has the experience. Okay? So lack of knowledge real quick. Know what to buy. Knowing how to buy. Know not what to buy. Sometimes the best deal you do is a deal you didn't do, right? Financing probably is in $75,000, very rare. After repair value, right? That's a critical thing. That's basically where it all begins. If you have your after repair value wrong, you're probably in trouble. And most people get unrealistic because they think that, don't worry, I'm going to put beautiful finishes in at a cheap price, it'll be worth more. This is a pure math game, right? Higher taxes, those are one of the things you need to understand, especially with the new tax laws. Like places like Mulholland, you're going to have $18,000 worth of tax. Anybody paying for that, they have to realize they can only deduct $10,000. That includes the New York State taxes they're taking out of their paycheck. So if you're paying New York State $20,000 in payroll tax, and another $20,000 in property tax, you're only getting a $10,000 deduction. Yeah. And you need to have an exit strategy. One of the things we do help you with is we have tools to show you. In some instances, we ourselves have flipped properties where we basically rented it for 2 years. And this way the rent was able to almost cover all of our expenses. And then when market conditions improved, we were able to sell it at a profit. Okay?
So credit is the single most important variable in obtaining financing. And here we can help you. We have some ninja tricks that for people who don't have very high FICO scores, there are things that you can do to help increase your FICO score. You need to know what it is to begin with. So many people call me, and one of the things I'm going to ask you is, do you know approximately what your FICO score is? And quite often I get, no, I have no idea. So know what your credit score is. You could go on Credit Karma. It's free. It is not your true FICO score, but at least it gets you a ballpark. We recommend people going on creditchecktotal.com. It does cost you $1. You do have to put a credit card in, but you get your 3 different bureaus. The 3 major players are TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Download your credit report. You can send it to us so that we can take a look at it and make some recommendations on what you might be able to do to bring up your FICO score. Just remember with creditchecktotal.com, you do have to cancel within 7 days or they will start charging you that monthly fee. Now some people need to continue monitoring because you need to bring the score up, and that's the only way you're going to know that your score is going up. If you have a really good credit score, cancel it and you're done. For $1, you have the information you need to start moving forward.
Right. So we do a complete webinar, and we do teach a 1-day class. It's like $59 to attend on everything about credit. It's only a half a day. It's usually on Long Island. I know Melissa does go to Connecticut and teach. Credit is just critical. FICO, they basically are looking to sell. Look, what sells best is people with negative credit scores. Because basically every time you apply for a credit card, a car loan, a mortgage, even a job, those people want to know what your credit is like. And it can be as simple as too many inquiries. I'll give you a classic, one of the easiest. You have a credit card and it has $20,000 worth of credit, and you've used up $6,500. That's held against you. All you have to really do is pay down $500, and suddenly you'd be good. Why? Because credit card companies want your total credit line to be 30% or less. Okay? Right.
So for real simple math, if somebody gives you a credit card with a credit limit of $10,000, do not charge more than $3,000 on that card. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it will negatively affect your credit.
Right.
Doesn't sound fair, and true it is not. But these are the things that you need to know in order to protect your credit and we have other little tricks that we'll go over on another webinar to show you how you can increase. But Mike had made reference already to inquiries. So you shopping around for mortgages, guess what, people? That's bringing down your FICO score. Every time you shop around, the first thing they're going to do is pull your credit. Those inquiries bring down your credit score. So once again, here at Everyday Funding, we'll pull your credit once. Most of the lenders that we deal with will accept the credit report from us. I will advise you, with certain lenders, they do not. They insist on pulling it themselves. And once we're dealing with you, I'll know where to send your loan. If your score is very tight, I'll have to send it to somebody that doesn't pull your FICO score. If you have a great credit score, I could send you to somebody that will probably give you a better rate, but will have to pull your score again. But if you have really good credit, one more pull won't hurt you. But shopping around definitely will, because those will be a lot of inquiries.
So anyway, the moral of the story is credit is important. You should start at least knowing what your credit is. If you listen to some of our webinars, we'll be able to give you tips and tricks. If you go to one of our half-day classes, we'll give you a lot of tips and tricks on exactly how to get it. So one of the other things we just want to talk about is unrealistic expectations. There is many people come up to us and ask for 100% funding. I really said there is none, so that isn't truly accurate. Here's where there is none. There is no institutional 100%. Back in the bad old days of 2006, 7, and 8, basically a ham sandwich could have got a mortgage. It didn't really matter. They have these things called ninja loans. No income, no assets. As a matter of fact, whether the house appraised for $100,000, great, I'll give you $105,000. You may need closing. You may need to buy some furniture. Okay? Well, those things are gone. Here's what you can do, though. There are no deals in the market. If you found a spectacular deal and all the numbers work out, you can come to a RIA or to us. We'll either buy it from you and give you a wholesaling fee, or we'll joint venture with you.
Okay? So we can provide the down payment.
Right. Or we can put you together with somebody who's an investor who can do it. Basically, deals are more important, money isn't. That's one of the things. But the idea of institutional funding providing 100% doesn't exist.
Right. All of the lenders that I deal with have the same saying: you must have skin in the game.
Right. So, I mean, that's just the way of the world. Even now, on residential, it's like getting a proctology exam to get a mortgage. And the commercial side is getting a little more difficult. We do have lenders who won't pull your income tax. They don't care if you have a job. And they will give you 75% of the property so long as it's cash flowing. All they care about is the appraisal, the cash flow, and the basically PITI, the payments, interest, taxes, and insurance. If those numbers go, they'll give you the mortgage without knowing anything about you. However, they will charge you 8%, probably, or something close to that. Now, there is others that will charge you like 6.5%. How does that happen? You have a great credit score. You show income. You have a lot of reserves in the bank. So
full doc loan.
That's called full doc loan. Basically, what I'm telling you is a risk-reward ratio. Put yourself in the lender's shoes. Who are you going to lend money to? Somebody with no income, no assets, or
bad credit?
Bad credit? No. And if you are taking that risk, you want a larger reward. Okay, so that's really in summary. So because it's the holidays, we wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, etc. We wanted to keep this short. I'm sure everybody has it. This will be replayed tonight and next Wednesday. So when you're hungover after Christmas, you'll have something to do. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch with you on our other webinars. And remember, you can look at our credit, et cetera, et cetera. All right, bye.
All right, guys, one last thing. This is Bobby Patterson here. Just wanted to remind you that we are going to be having our Fix and Flip plus Buy and Hold equals Real Estate Wealth workshop on January 19th and 20th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Radisson Hauppauge, Long Island, 110 Vanderbilt Motor Parkway in Hauppauge, New York. Lunch is included for both those days. For non-members of LIREA, it's going to be $199. You can visit our website, lireia.com/events, and register there. If you are a student of the Mentoring Masterminds program or a Long Island REIA member in good standing, you have a reduced price, and you should contact Liz to register. And phone number to contact her would be 631-504-6097. Happy holidays, everybody, and enjoy the new year.